Familiar? I bet it does. You have this gut feeling you know the answers are buried somewhere in your data, but actually finding them, it feels totally impossible. Look, it's a super common frustration, but I'm here to tell you it really doesn't have to be your reality.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Let's say you run an e-commerce store. You've probably got a dozen tabs open, right? You're jumping from Shopify to see your sales, then over to Google Ads to check your ad spend, and then maybe into Zoho Books to look at the actual finances. You're just constantly switching back and forth, trying to stitch this whole story together in your head.
But what if you could see it all, right there on one screen? Not just what happened, but the whole story of why it happened. That's the game-changing idea we're going to dive into today.
So, how do we actually get there? Well, the first step is to really understand the tool that can build that bridge from total data chaos to some real, genuine clarity.
All right, let's just start with a super simple definition. Zoho Analytics is what's called a self-service business intelligence, or BI tool. All that really means is its main job is to grab all that scattered data from your different apps and pull it together into one central, easy-to-understand dashboard.
And that brings us to the whole idea of an all-in-one dashboard. I mean, there are a lot of tools out there, so what makes this approach so important for businesses, especially as we head into 2025? Let's break down why this is such a big deal.
Okay, so think about what most of us are still using. Spreadsheets, right? They're totally static, you have to update everything by hand, and let's be honest, the second you throw a bunch of data at them, they just crumble. Well, Zoho Analytics completely flips that script. It's interactive, it's automated, and it's built to handle huge amounts of information without even breaking a sweat.
And all of that adds up to a massive advantage for 2025. For starters, it's affordable, so you don't need a huge enterprise budget. The AI is already built right in, so you can get answers without being a data wizard. It grows with your business, it connects to the tools you're already using, and maybe most importantly, it's just drag and drop. It's actually easy to learn. So you might be thinking, okay, a tool this powerful has got to be complicated to set up, right? But really, it all boils down to a pretty simple three-step process to get you from that messy, raw data to actual useful insights. And honestly, it really is this simple. Step 1, you connect your data. You can link up your apps or just upload a file. Easy. Step 2, you start building reports. And this isn't some coding nightmare. It's all drag and drop. And finally, step 3, you take those reports and combine them into these awesome interactive dashboards that you can share with your team in a click.
And here's a little pro tip that honestly changes everything. You can set up scheduled syncs. That means your dashboards are always up to date with the latest info, and you don't have to lift a finger. This right here is where you start getting your time back. But once everything's connected and your dashboards are humming along, you unlock a whole new level of power. This is where you stop just reporting on what happened last week and start to actually understand what's coming next. Let's talk about the superpowers.
Okay, this is where it gets really cool. Meet Zia. It's Zoho's built-in AI assistant. So forget about trying to remember complicated formulas. You can literally just ask a question in plain English. Something like, show me my year-over-year growth for Q1. And bam! Just seconds later, Zia spits out the exact chart you asked for. This is what it feels like when data analysis stops being a chore and starts being, well, a conversation. And the superpowers don't stop there. You've got predictive analytics, which lets you forecast future sales based on past trends. You can set up data alerts so you get an automatic heads up if something weird happens, like a sudden drop in sales. Oh, and there's a mobile app, so all these insights are right there in your pocket no matter where you are.
So what's the end goal of all this? It's really about building a data-driven future for your business. It's about that shift from making guesses to making decisions with real, solid evidence to back you up.
Over 500. That's a huge number. And it's the number of different business apps and databases that Zoho Analytics can connect with. We're talking about Salesforce, HubSpot, Google Ads, Shopify, you name it. Chances are, whatever tools you're already using to run your business, you can plug them right in.
So who is this really for? Well, it's actually for a surprisingly huge range of people. It's fantastic for small businesses that need something powerful but affordable. It's perfect for growing companies that need a tool that can scale up with them. And it's a lifesaver for agencies building client reports. But honestly, it's really designed for non-technical folks who just want answers without needing a PhD in data science.
I think this quote just says it all. Once you see your business in one place, you'll never look at data the same way again. That aha moment, when you see how everything connects on one screen, it's a total game changer.
Look, the absolute best way to see if this is for you is just to try it. You can start a free 15-day trial, connect just one of your data sources, like your Shopify store or your Google Ads account, and just try to build your very first dashboard. It's the simplest way to find out if it clicks for your business.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought. If you could actually talk to your data, just like we saw with that AI assistant, what's the number one, the very first question you'd ask it? Really think about that, because the